This is TWiT.
In the latest version of iOS, which came out, what, this week, Renee?
Yes,
Recently.
I think yesterday, maybe? Yeah.
There's a new feature that if you don't unlock the phone for an hour, it disables data access via the Lightning port. Is that correct? Is that how to say it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Immediately, Alcomsoft, which is a company that makes the hardware that this is to block, there are a number of companies, Celebrite's another one, the Israeli company. Police buy these boxes that they can connect up. They try to unlock your phone, but they can also download the data off of your phone. They can suck the data out of it. And that's exactly, I believe, what Apple's trying to defeat here, right?
Yeah.
Alcomsoft says, oh, no, we can still do it. Of course, remember, they're trying to sell the product that lets them do it. What's the story there?
So this is what they put up was that so Apple has this very clearly on their webpage. They describe what the feature does, and the feature will, after an hour, if your iPhone has been hasn't been unlocked for an hour, it will shut down access via the Lightning port, the Lightning USB port.
And they call this USB restricted mode.
Yeah, and it's designed so that if you then go and try and plug in a USB device, you'll have to unlock the iPhone or iPad in order to use it. And it's designed to be exactly what you said, that kind of security feature. But Apple also built in a few exceptions. So, for example, if you use an accessibility accessory in order to enter your passcode, having it lock you out would create an endless loop of despair and frustration. So by default, when you plug one of those in, it will let you use it to enter the passcode. You can turn that off in settings. You can turn it on in settings as well. You can choose to allow that. There are a couple other accessories, like they use the camera kit, which is designed for you to transfer your photos, and Apple prevents it from locking you down because maybe your transfer isn't finished yet. And they immediately called it a bug. It's not a bug. It's as designed. And you could argue with that decision. You could say it should be more secure. It should default to everything off, and you should have to go tell it to turn on. Or you could argue that it should be even more convenient, that this should be a feature that you choose to enable, and it's never on until you enable it. Or you can choose a balance, which is what Apple did, which is most accessories are locked off, but there are certain accessibility and persistent data transfer accessories that they leave on by default. So if the iPhone is unlocked and they plug in one of these accessories, it will stay unlocked. So they're saying, as soon as you grab the phone, plug in the accessory, plug it into a battery, put it into a Faraday bag, and then, that's it. You're fine.
But once it's locked, what if,
once it's locked, it's still locked.
It still doesn't work?
Yes.
Okay. So this works in a very specific situation. The phone is currently unlocked.
Yes.
You plug in this camera connection kit and start sucking it out. And then why the Faraday bag? So that
no one can remotely erase the phone.
Because you've got the phone.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that the the erase still works if the phone's on and connected to the internet. So you want to make sure it's disconnected from the internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, what they said is true. The way they decided to tell the story, I have issues with, because it's attention-getting sensationalism ahead. For this story, what they should have done is looked at the behavior, contacted Apple, said, "Is this a bug? If it's a bug, we'll work with you to disclose it. If it's not a bug, then you can disclose it immediately and just argue with them that it's not good behavior. That's fine. You can disagree with that behavior." But the way it was presented to me, it was very.
It seems unlikely that Apple would change this, too, because you don't want it to stop the camera connection kit to stop working 10 minutes in because the phone locked itself.
Yeah, people would be frustrated. I mean, that's the thing. Security and convenience, as Steve Gibson always says, they're contentious. They're at war, and some people want you to fail secure, and some people want you to fail safe.
Right.
And these are mainstream products, and you've got to pick your battles. And maybe they will change it, or maybe the first time you plug it in, they'll say, "Do you want to let this accessory keep your iPhone unlocked?" Maybe they'll give you a choice that introduces complexity. But right now, as designed, this is the way it's supposed to work.
Now, a good question from the chat room from Out of Sync. Why the 1 hour wait to lock the port? Shouldn't the port just be locked the minute the the Lightning port be locked the minute the phone locks? Again,
it's a battle for convenience. If you just lock your phone and you go and plug it in and you come back 8 hours later and it's not charged, you'll be mad.
Oh, so it won't even charge? It's not merely data?
There are some accessories that will not charge if you are not unlocked, because some of them are combination data. Okay. Parts. There are some dumb ports that will just charge no matter anything. But an end user should never have to worry about things like that. You should just, your expected behavior is I plug it in, therefore it will charge. And for most people, simple things like that are way more common occurrences than some foreign entity seizing your iPhone and trying to brute force their way into it.
So it needs to be unlocked when you plug the USB in
in that first hour?
I believe so. And you can also choose, if you put it in SOS mode, it locks immediately. So if you're ever worried about your phone, you just pull down the 2 side buttons, it goes into SOS mode, and then it is back in pre-board. Your keys are thrown away. You have to authenticate to get back in. You can't use Face ID, Touch ID. You can't plug it into USB, nothing. You can do that whenever you want.